75. 7177 837. All right, guys, we almost a minute in. Shout out to Louisiana. This video should be going out live. Shout out to Louisiana. All right, let's see what went on. We're gonna go with lottery rules. This is nothing that I concoct, guys. We are going to go to lottery rules. Lottery rules tells us whenever you see it 891663 travels with it. All right, if you see 663 891 travels with that number. All right, let's go ahead and go for future reference to it. Won't pull it right up for you. This is Let's Make a Billion. This page is for entertainment purposes only, guys. This is a tool that you need to have. All right, y'all guys can afford $93 a year. I just know you can. Y'all buy too much Chipotle, right? Y'all get too much guacamole, guys. You gotta try to invest in yourself. All right, you see it right here. Number 819 and 663 follows each other. All right, one vice versa, 663 819. You want to see it again just in case I'm talking too fast. Whenever you see 891, play 663. Don't matter which state you're located in. Doesn't make a difference. We're going to go right here to this 578, guys. These are lottery rules. Also, don't forget, whenever you see 957, you got to play triple ones. They almost hit you right here, right? Triple ones. This is 144 is pretty much triple ones. Fours can be ones. There is your triple ones. Ones can be sixes. Could have went 116. Could have went 118. But always watch numbers like this. 114s, 864s. All of that represents triple one. So we're going to go back to this 57. We're going to try to get Louisiana home. Shout out to Silver League. We're going to use this. Don't forget, guys, whenever you see 77 pair, don't matter how gapped out it is. It can be 177, 771. Whenever you see two sevens together, guys, you got to play a 66 pair. So they kind of like gave you a lot of love right here. Whenever you see a 77, you got to run a 66 pair. Could have been 660 through 669. Let's go ahead and go back to it just in case you want to write this down. I try to, keep everybody, up to date with this stuff, man, because a lot of y'all is lost. Again, some 14, some 13, not a psalm out of the Bible, right? Some 14, some 13, watch for false trips and more doubles, right? Some 14 and 13, okay, it says watch for false trips and more doubles. I said, a trick off trips. Here's again here. False trips could bring another false trip or a trip. False trips, y'all know what that means, all right? Kind of like getting the stuff a little mixed up just a little bit. All right, so let's go here. Look, pair 77 brings following pairs. Watch this. Pair 77, we just saw 771 in Louisiana. Pair 77 brings following pairs: 2 4, 2 9, 4 9. I would say just kill it with a 2 4 9, right? Just, if a pair 77 bring you a 2 4 and a 2 9 and a 4 9, you can't play all three of the pairs, right? Mix it up. You can just go 4 2 2. You can go 9 2 2 as long as you see a pair 77. It says here, pair 66 brings following pairs 35, 38, and 85. All right. So if you see a pair of 66 in your state, you might just simply can play that famous 538. You see a pair of 66 in your state, you just can play 335 if you want to. Just mix it up. Now let's go back to it. So it told us that a pair 77 will bring a 2, a 2 4, a 2 9, and a 4 9. Let's go and see. Gotta go back to the stuff. Here's the pair 77. It said a 2 4, a 2 9. And what else was it? A 2, let's see it again. 2 4, 2 9, 4 9. Okay. Any 4 9s? Not thus far. All right, no 4 9s off of the 77 pair. All right. So just say 249 in Louisiana if you will. All right. Something else about the 66. I know I read something. 66 brings 35s, 38s, and 58s. And that we just do see. Here's a 58 right here. So that means, you could have picked your own poison with it. 58 meaning 580 all the way through 589. So look, right now, whoever I'm talking to, if you had anything with a 589, a 58 in it, just run a 7-7 pair. That's how you can kind of like catch up with the numbers. But this is not what I want. I know it was something else that I seen. It says after pair 58, which we just saw 578. After pair 58, it says look for pair 78 and or 730, right? So what does that mean? Louisiana just had 578. They're saying look for a pair 78 to come and or a pair 30. So what would you do? I would just take it and just play 730, right? Or I would just play 780. Yeah, if you had 780 in your state already, just run a 58 pair. All right. 56, that's the old, that's the come up move. 50 pair 56 often brings numbers 3 and a pair 37. So just play 337. Okay, we know about this. I always do this vice versa. Pair 44 often brings the number 6. Why wouldn't you switch it around? Pair 6 brings a 44. This is for entertainment purposes only. 25 repeats itself or brings you a 13. But where's that 66 stuff at? Oh, okay, I got it wrong. I think I got it wrong because I just don't use this as much. I try to keep a little bit information in the back of my head. It says here pair 00 often brings a pair 66 and pair 63. So meaning if you had a double O in your state, I think this can go towards 4 digits too. It doesn't say it, but guys, think outside the box. Whenever you see a pair 00, it says it brings a pair 66. So what does that mean? We just saw that Louisiana just had 663. They had 663. All right. So what's left? Pair 00 brings a pair 66. We just seen 663. I would go 003, right? If I was in Louisiana. It just all depends on what double O pair is doing your state. As a matter of fact, let's just go to it. Let's reference to that. Pair 66 brings a 00. Nothing not going on yet. Let's scroll on up to July. Maybe they can give us a little something. It says pair 66 brings a 00. Pair 66 brings a 00. No love yet. That was in July. Pair 66 brings a 00. So Louisiana might be due for a double O pair. It says pair 66 brings a 00. I think that's what we could live off of right now. Shout out to those states that's had to repeat it, 039. All right, y'all suck this stuff in. Whoa, Louisiana. Okay, here we go. In May, they had triple zeros. There's 2 zeros. Where's the 66? Meaning you could have played 660 all the way through 69. A few days later, they hit you with 366. Same 366 again. Where's the 189? Don't forget those numbers travel with each other. That was in May. What went on in June? Did they bring you to 189? Let's see. Because all these numbers, guys, all they do is just recycle. All they do is recycle. They give you a little breeze and they just come right back with the same old thing. You probably be wondering, like, man, why is it always that this be listen to what they're telling you to do, man? That's all. 58, 80, 83, 63 ones. What does they tell us something about a one, right? I think a single one. It says pair 11, right? Pair 11 brings a series and often a double O, right? So I think we just seen a pair 11. It says it brings a series or a double O. So Louisiana is wide open for any kind of 100 or a series. Or a series. Don't forget, you got to play a series, meaning whatever series you like, you definitely might want to play that. All right. So that's it. I'm gonna leave Louisiana with 100, 100, 200, 300s. I like 300. Switch it up. Now we done went through lottery rules. What else is going on? 37, 73, 63s, 89s. Let's go back to something else. It says after a pair 09, look for a pair 78. After a pair 09, look for a pair 78. We have some 78s in here, so you got to play something 09-ish, meaning 091, 092, all the way through 099. So Louisiana is wide open. It's wide open in Louisiana, man. You just got to take your time and try to figure out what goes on. You won't notice unless, guys, you spend your $93. You're not giving it to me. You going to invest in something that's going to better yourself in this lottery world. This is a good one also. After pair 93, look for pair 57. Let's go ahead and see, is that to be true? After 93, look for a pair. Uh, it says look for a pair 75, right? Here's a 75 right here. Hit you with a 93 on the 5th. So that works, right? Here's a 75 again. They might be milking a 93 pair. So you just might got to run a 93. Let's go to July and see if, what have they been doing? 75, got to play a 93 pair. A 93 pair. Here's this 730. Then we attach this to a 66 pair or a 77 pair or something. Here's this 730. Is a 66 pair anywhere around this? No, let's see. Don't forget what we said about that 730 stuff. Well, I kind of tweaked it a little bit different. Here's this 949. Don't forget, I like to say keep 717 in. Don't forget after a 7-7 pair, you got to play, it says a 24, what was it, 24, 29 or something like that after seeing 2 sevens together, all right? So that's going to hold me, man. Pair 11 brings a double O or a false trip. Pair 11's false trip. All right, pair 11's false trip. So that looks pretty good, Louisiana, man. Hopefully y'all can get this. Any 100, man. Make sure you get it out with to a friend. Pair 23 brings either a 6, 9, or both. Pair 23 brings a 6, 9, or both. It gets bold. It says within the next couple of draws. Now let's test that. Pair 23 brings a 6, 9 in both draws. Let's test that out. What was that again? What was that? It was I don't forgot just that fast. Let's go back. It said pair 09. What was that? Pair 09. Keep this stuff in the back of your head, guys, because you could be on it and you can forget. It said a pair 09 brings something within a few draws. We know about this already after double. Look for 480, 348. That's an easy lick if anybody want to wait on it. It says pair 89 brings a number 0 and it also travels with a 25. But what was the other one? It was something else. Okay, so it says here pair 23 either brings 6 or 9 within the 2 days. So let's look for a pair 23. You can see it's the 6 and 9 buy. It don't matter what month a pair's pair pair 23. Okay. Pair 23, 6 and 9. Pair 23, 6 and 9. Pair 23. It should bring 6 and a 9 in a few days. This is what they said, not what I'm saying. Pair 23 should bring a 6 and a 9 within a few days. Pair 23 should bring a 6 and a 9 in a few days. Pair 23, where's the 6 and a 9 in a few days? A 6 and a 9 in a few days. Here's a 6 and a 9. That's kind of like more than a few days. Here's the pair 23, more than a few days. So guys, like I say, numbers don't have timetables. Pair 23, where's your 6 and a 9 in a few days? Here's your 6 and a 9. It's a little bit past a few days, but you get the gist, man. Shout out to Louisiana, guys. Whatever you do, stay out the way. Gone.